Hello and welcome to Fundamentals of Project Management. Today we're going to look at the project management triangle. In project management there are four constraints: scope, schedule, budget, and quality. They are represented like a triangle with all sides of equal length. This triangle is said to be in equilibrium when the schedule and budget meet the needs to deliver the project scope. When a change in the scope is requested, the change will have a direct impact on the schedule and the budget of the project. The triangle shows an increase in the scope marked by a red line. So we have an increase in our scope. A change in the scope puts the triangle out of equilibrium. We can't do the extra scope without more time and budget. To balance the triangle, we need to increase the other two sides of the triangle. So, an increase in the scope results in a need to increase our schedule and our budget. Now the triangle is back in equilibrium with additional schedule, budget to increase the scope. Likewise, a reduction in the budget will require a change in the schedule and the scope. These are marked with a blue line. So we have a reduction in our budget. They will have an impact on my scope and on my schedule. To keep the triangle in equilibrium, the project manager needs to reduce the scope and the schedule. So there will be a reduction in the scope and a reduction in the schedule. Now the triangle is back in equilibrium with a reduced schedule and a reduced scope to meet the decrease in the budget. Before any changes to the scope, schedule, or budget are implemented, the project manager must evaluate the impact of the change in the other project constraints. The results of analysis should be informed to the party requesting the change so they are aware of the implications. Let's now look at another chart that shows the relationship between scope, schedule, and budget. In this escape, we have an example to build 10 schools. That is our scope. And we need a budget and a schedule. The red point shows the point of equilibrium between the relationship. It means that in order to build 10 schools, I need a specific time and I need a specific amount of money. Now, if I want to build the same schools, the scope, in less time, a reduction in time, there has to be a changes in my increase in my budget. So in this curve, what we're seeing is that there is a direct relationship. What happens once I have a design in my project? That if I want to build the same amount of schools, the same amount of scope in less time, I need to increase my budget, because I need to buy more tools, hire more people and resources in order to do the same thing in less time. So here again, we see a relationship and how the impact of changes in the schedule will have an impact on my budget. Let's look now at another example. In this case, I have a change in my schedule. It's going to take me more time to do the same scope of 10 schools, but the curve tells me that this delay in time will cost me some money and impact on my budget. It means that if I want to build 10 schools but it takes me more time to do it, I will have to spend more money, and that money comes because I have idle equipment, idle inventory, idle people who are being paid without doing anything or very little job or work done on the project. The message at the end of this presentation is that one has to be aware of the little changes that accumulate over a period of time without taking in consideration the impact to the scope, the schedule, and the budget. The worst situation is to add a scope without increases in budget and the schedule. What we have to understand that there is a direct relationship between what we do over scope, our schedule, and our budget, and that relationship is very tight and integrated. And once we have to see and understand them, we'll be able to have a better handle in how we manage our projects. Thank you for your attention.